Well, you can imagine my confusion as I walk into their bedroom and see lights and cameras pointed toward the bed with no other context, right?
Because I definitely am a boobs guy. I'll say it.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't ask. She wanted to do a family name, and you wanted to do like a type of material on your couch. Lauren hates balls, and she just wishes that I could have mine chopped off. Do most guys shave their chest? This is funny because, yeah, I do, but like, you would never notice if I didn't.
Hi. Hey. It's Sarah and Lo Beeston, your Fairly Odd Sisters. Woo! Yeah! Please don't make me do it again.
Hey, man.
Here's the thing, dude. We haven't shared a bed since you would sneak into my bed when we were kids.
No, false. We did share a bed. Like
every surf trip?
Yeah. The last surf trip we shared a bed. This isn't anything weird. This is completely normal.
Dude, every time we go on a surf trip, everybody gets their own bed and then we have to share.
We have to share a bed.
Because we're brothers? Isn't that weirder?
That is a little more weird.
Why do they just assume that we should share the bed?
That's messed up, honestly.
You know what Bryant
gross.
said, actually? For this next trip, we're sharing a bed.
I know. Why can't me and Bryant share a bed?
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Sarah, what are you still doing?
Sarah, this is our podcast. Could you please leave?
Oh, she says, welcome.
Oh, she's giving us pointers. Let me see.
Yeah, just stay right there. Welcome to the Fairly Odd Brothers podcast. We're back. Is that good, Sarah?
Perfect.
All right. Hey.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
If we need you, we'll call.
All right. Okay, we're good? Okay.
Thank you,
See you, Sarah.
Mother.
Thanks. Crap, now what?
Now it begins.
We're back. And
Surprisingly, I don't know how we got back here. I thought I did a good enough job.
dude, I kind of just like accepted that would be the last time we were on a podcast. I didn't think
Yeah.
we'd be back.
Well, I just like, I knew we wouldn't be back. I put a lot of effort into not being back, and we're here.
Yeah, no, I definitely think we intentionally botched that last one. For whatever reason, you guys liked it. So
Did they like it? Was there good feedback?
I actually have no idea. I'm assuming that the fact that Sarah and Lauren asked us to be back on this podcast, you guys somewhat liked us on the last one. Maybe we had some good information. Some good insight to stuff.
Or sometimes I just kind of think like they get tired. Because they have to record a lot of episodes.
They do. They record like 2 episodes a week.
Like imagine you have a job. You have to record 2 a week. Or you have to do 2 things a week, and then all of a sudden you only have to do 1 thing a week. Your job is cut in half.
I would tell those
You
people
still
that
get
they
paid
really
the same.
wanted, that people really like them. So here we are.
All right. Well,
Just
that's
assuming
fine.
that people like us. And you know
It's
what?
good to assume the good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on life lessons.
That's on life.
I'm wearing Sarah's shirt. So I showed up in not a pink shirt. Last time I had a great pink shirt. Thank you, Sarah.
It is a nice shirt. Honestly,
yeah, it's like Miami boat boy.
looks better on you than it does on her. I'm just kidding. Just a joke. It was a joke. She's probably sitting by the door just listening.
I know that wasn't a joke.
That's a joke. It looks really good on you though.
Thanks, man.
I think
No, it feels great.
we're definitely repping the pink and green.
Yeah.
Trying to stay on brand, but it is a little weird sitting here on this bed. I do feel like this may be a little more sister vibes.
Well, you can imagine my confusion as I walk over here and I walk into their bedroom and see lights and cameras pointed toward the bed with no other context, right? You can understand why I may be a little confused.
Nope. Yeah, no, this is definitely a weird setting.
You're cuddled up in a blankie, man.
I'm not helping my case here with this little blankie. Got my toes hanging out.
Yeah,
I just don't want,
keep them covered.
I
Yeah.
don't want the dogs to be out for
out.
this. But yeah, this is weird, but we're gonna roll with it. Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome.
This is exciting stuff. Little life update. We're here in Hawaii. We've been here for about 2 weeks.
Sorry, dude. We're just cuddled in a bed.
I know.
I can't
Every
take
like 10 seconds we're gonna stop recording because this is a lot. Honestly, we could just embrace it though.
Yeah, let's embrace it. Here, cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I'm just going to go like this for the rest of
Your
the podcast.
hair is so fluffy, man.
I know. Yeah, our hair does some weird things right here. I don't know if you guys saw our last story, but
It looks good.
apparently we look like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our hair's just sticking up.
Yeah.
Kind of funky.
We should start this podcast.
Start it over.
No, not over. Just start.
All right. We're letting out the nerves. This is scary. Honestly, I don't know how people do this podcast stuff. It is a lot.
Mad
You got
respect.
these lights on you. You got these cameras. You're holding a microphone. I mean, anytime I hold a microphone, I feel just like these nerves. I don't know. I feel a little awkward. So
Does it kind of flash you back to church?
yeah.
Like when you were like 12 years old and you had to
Yeah.
like give a talk in front of all like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Dude, my heart thumped out of my chest
Oh no,
every
it's
time.
the worst. It's like, why do we have to do this?
It was good though, practicing public speaking.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. No, it is good. It is
Anyways.
good. But yeah, we're going to start this podcast. Again, life update in Hawaii. We're going to be here for another 2 weeks, and then maybe we'll be moving back. Honestly, every time we come here, we're like, what are we doing? Like, big life crisis. What are we doing? Why did we move away? We've been moved off this island for 1.5 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, year and a half.
Which it's weird. And being here, it feels like more natural being here, even though we're just visiting, than it does being home in Utah.
Yeah, dude. I unloaded my suitcases. We're staying in our old place, and I unloaded my suitcases, and it just felt like we'd been on like a big long trip.
Yeah.
Like, well, that was fun traveling on the mainland for 1.5 years. I'm back home now.
Back home. Yeah. No, that was
Yeah.
weird walking into your guys' place.
If I got a green light, I'd be here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Or I would just never leave.
Or, yeah. Just,
I could do with all that stuff. Do without all that stuff in Utah, I think.
honestly, it gets really hard when you have kids not being here. I should say. I feel like it's a paradise for kids here. Like, you just watch them. They're barely watching any screens. They're out at the beach. They're doing fun stuff. They're constantly playing in the water. We're there like literally 6 hours every day. I feel like we've been at the beach for the last 2 weeks. I'm like,
amazing.
why are we? I don't know. You can do that stuff on the mainland too. It just takes a lot more effort.
Everybody already knows where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
I've been pretty clear about it.
Yeah. No, I know. I feel like, yeah, it's before coming back here this trip, just being in Utah, I was like, this is chill. This is fine. Honestly, like, give it a couple years. We'll see where we're at. But now being back here, and honestly, it's just been like pure fun and just, I don't know. I feel like it's been very healthy. We've been outside. We've been doing tons of stuff. And I'm like, all right, I think I'd want to be back here. But yeah, summertime Utah, it's fun. It's nice. But come wintertime, I feel like we're going to get into another funk where we're like, what are we doing? Why are we not here? And if we make it through another winter in Utah, I'll actually be surprised. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It is what it is.
it's good. They're both great places. I feel like there's pros and cons to each. But at the end of the day, I feel like just the ease of doing stuff day to day here makes it more worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's definitely way more stuff that you can do on the mainland. That's for sure. But it's just a lot easier to do fun stuff every day here than it is there.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed. Amen.
amen to that. So today's topic on this podcast, we kind of just got thrown into it. Again, girls are like, guys, they love you. They want you back on the podcast.
Stop. You mean it? Say it again. Say it louder.
All right, we're here. We got it. Okay, we are here. And they said that we're going to be answering questions that their Instagram followers, and a lot of our followers, I'm assuming as well, are asking that they wish that they could ask boys.
So here you go. Here's two boys ready to
Here's
answer
two
your
boys.
answer your questions.
And we have all the answers. We really do. We're really good at this stuff, I think.
The one thing that we do have is we're boys.
We are boys.
A lot of advice and good answers. No idea what's about to come. We haven't looked at the questions yet. Apparently, we were supposed to do that. But I like this better, man.
It is more fun, honestly.
For the first time, you're gonna get a genuine reaction. Hey, that's
Real
what we got.
answers. That's right. Yeah.
Let's hit it.
Let's hit it, man. All right. Okay, cool. Here we go. So the first thing I see is, what is it about boobs and butt?
What is it about them? So, female anatomy, females have boobs and butts.
Yeah. Just learning that.
What-
They all have boobs and butts.
What is it about boobs and butts?
What is it about? What I think they're trying to say is, like, what is it about, like, boys wanting boobs, boys wanting butts? Like, why is there this big debate over boobs and butts? That's what I'm getting. I think I'm right.
you're interpreting that as why is there
this like
divide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I definitely am a boobs guy. I'll say it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. They didn't ask.
Next question. Next question. All right, here we go. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and pick a question, man? Why don't you pick a freaking question?
Okay.
You pick the next question.
So if you're asking me, I'm a boob guy.
I like both. All right.
Oh man. Oh dude, this is tough.
First off, I also feel like really groggy and lightheaded right now. Are you feeling that too?
No, I'm feeling alert.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I might just fall asleep right here.
No, well the bed's kind of sucking. Okay, here we go. I know that we both have an answer to this. Did you have any baby names that you liked but your wives vetoed? Hit us with it.
Okay. First name with Jack, we both agreed on. We were both extremely stoked on that. Like there was no debate whatsoever. The middle name was a lot more of a debate, and we love his middle name. It's awesome. It's a family name. It's Jack Paul Beeston. But I had it in my head that it was going to be Jack Suede Beeston.
Suede.
It still sounds really good. Maybe not quite as good as it did then, but I still think I would really love it. But for a while, we were both like, yeah, let's do Jack Suede. And then last second, Sarah was like, no, I want to do a family name. And I was pretty freaking set on doing
She
Suede.
wanted to do a family name, and you wanted to do like a type of material on your couch. It's I'm messing. When you said
you can't roast me on every single one of these. You can't.
Sorry.
You can't. That's against the rules. I'm out if you do one more. One more and I'm out.
Okay, yes.
You got it?
Yes. He does this to me all the time.
No, you're not. No more.
Sorry.
It's all right. I did want a type of material.
Jack Velcro Beeston.
Oh gosh. Oh man, I'm so happy we didn't do that.
When you were talking about feedback earlier, I actually did see a lot of people that said that like Tanner is mean.
Yeah.
He just makes fun of Derik the whole time.
Bully for sure.
And and while that is true, you have to just understand this is my little brother.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Have you ever had a sibling?
Have you ever had one?
Maybe the people that said that haven't had one.
Oh, and they're like, why is this guy a real bully?
Yeah.
Knock
He's
it
a
off.
mean person.
Knock it off, you dummy.
I had a name that I really wanted to use for a boy, but we haven't had one of those yet. And it was Stacy.
That's sick.
Like Stacy Peralta. And I thought it was so sick. And Lauren, like, she was just like, no, that's the worst. That's the worst. I'm not doing that. It's just, didn't hit for her. Now, if your name is Stacy and your guy, I think it's epic. And
that's a cool name.
Lauren,
yeah,
would think it's epic for you, but just not for her. You know? That's a nice way to put it. But I really wanted that name for a boy, and I guess that doesn't really answer the question because we didn't have a boy. But for girls, we actually both were really quick to agree on the names. Yeah. Like they came early on in the pregnancy, and we both thought like Ozzy and Stella as soon as we like figured them out, which we both kind of like mutually planned them. So yeah, we didn't really have any.
Yeah. Sunny's actually wasn't going to be Sunny. It was going to be Rosie or Rosalie. So this is the debate here was, I really like Rosie. Sarah wanted it to be Rosalie, but I was like, we're just going to call her Rosie anyway. And this might still be a name that we use. I don't know. But there was this guy that we were talking to, back in Utah. He's like, oh yeah, he's friends with you guys too. And he has a boy named Sunny. And I was like, oh, that's such a cool boy name. And Sarah's like,
yeah.
Oh, I actually like that for a girl name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, me too. So we both agreed on Sunny as well. But if it does come to the point where we do decide to go with Rosie or Rosalie for a girl, that's going to be a debate because she really wants Rosalie.
Yeah.
But I kind of think it sounds a little like a grandma. I don't know. Rosie just seems a little more cute. And
yeah, are those older names coming back, or
I think they are. They are.
Maybe you'll like it by next year.
Maybe by next year. Yeah. But then also we would have a Jack and a Rose.
And that's bad because of the movie.
That's real bad because of the movie. Because then,
okay,
it's gonna be a joke.
It's gonna be a joke, dude. Sometimes I think about that stuff, like Ozzy, for example. I thought so many people were gonna be like, "Crazy Train," Ozzy Osbourne, but like nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like he kind of faded. I mean, people know, but like it kind of faded out. So I'll get like some older people messaging like, "Did you name her after Ozzy Osbourne?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
I did.
totally did."
Yeah,
but that's it. And so it's always just like funny what you think people are gonna think about names, and then they don't.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I do, but anyway.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to throw us under the bus and say that neither of us are good at cooking meals.
That is true.
True or false?
Sorry, it is true. We're working on it.
We're working on it. We have the ability to. It's more a lack of time and want and like.
And then things like this come up and it's like, oh, I don't have to.
Exactly. So Lo and I both have had Factor meals delivered to our door. Mm-hmm. They are so delicious, so tasty. You just pop them in the microwave for a couple of minutes and then you have this beautiful, yummy dinner just ready to go.
Yeah.
You don't even have to cook it or prep it.
It's literally mess free because you don't cook anything in the kitchen. Yeah. You don't have to shop for it. It literally comes to your door. You throw it in the microwave.
They come in these little microwavable things.
And I'm sorry, but it's literally a filet mignon. Like, I'm not doing that myself. And all of a sudden I have it right out of the microwave in a couple minutes. And I'm like, this is delicious.
And haven't you found that when you cook meals like that, it takes 3 hours of prep and then like the whole process takes so long and then you clean it up because you just stick in the meal. Jack and Sunny actually love these.
Yeah.
I even got my family hooked on these. My dad is living off of these right now.
Well, it's just nice because they're balanced meals. They're dietitian approved. So they're good for you. They're balanced meals. They have, if you have like goals of hitting high protein, they have those options for you. If you are trying to eat like vegetarian, they have those options. And every week they have 35 different options to choose from in the meals. And plus they have like 60 add-ons. So you have so many options every week. I personally love the filet. It's my favorite. And the salmon. I love those. The salmon
is amazing. I've tried that. And I've been getting the Calorie Smart one. So it's like, because sometimes they're too big and like too many calories for me personally, but for Derik, they're perfect. But then you can do that. There's so many options. So if you guys are interested in trying these Factor meals, which I think you should, head to factormeals.com/fairlyodd50 and use code fairlyodd50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code fairlyodd50 at factormeals.com/fairlyodd50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Woo!
Use the code Chef's Kiss.
It's the best.
Do you truly not care about makeup, or do you just say that to make us feel better?
Dude, this one's funny. This is, to this day, the biggest argument that my mother-in-law and I have ever had. Other than cutting Jack's hair, which
I was going to
really
say that's
silly one.
Saying a lot.
Yeah, we had a we had an argument about Jack's hair, but we had a pretty decent argument. Nothing crazy, but like I was like, whoa, I'm arguing with my mother-in-law about whether or not makeup matters. And in my opinion, I really liked Sarah without makeup. I kind of just was like, dude, I don't feel like you need to go out and wear makeup to feel pretty. And in her family, they come from a family that is very much like, we wear our makeup. That's kind of just what we do. And honestly, that's chill too. Sarah loves it and she's really good at it and they're all really good at it. And I think it's beautiful too. But in my opinion, I was just like, dude, you don't really need makeup. Like you look how you look and I think you're beautiful and that's why I fell in love with you. And I don't think that you need to do all this work just to go outside and feel pretty. I told that to Sarah and then her mom was like, no. Like, you don't really mean that. You definitely like her with makeup. You guys are constantly taking pictures. Like imagine doing this without makeup. And I did for a second. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. Like we definitely want to always look our best and makeup is really pretty. I do think it does look very good. But I just remember just sticking it to my guns. Like, no makeup. I don't want makeup at all. And I didn't mean it, but it was kind of just like this argument that just kept going.
I love when you do that, man. Like when you get behind something and then all of a sudden it's like your whole life depends on it.
It's my life. It's like, no, dude, I hate makeup. I hate it.
Yeah.
Don't ever wear makeup. I hate it when Sarah wears makeup. But I still think to this day, I think maybe a light makeup, because I know that girls like it. I know that it makes them feel good, and it's kind of just a thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe just light on the makeup is my preference.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Dude, I'm actually like fully on the same page. I was a little worried that you would like answer differently than me, and then
maybe we'd get in an argument.
Maybe we'd fight about it. Oh. You're like, makeup's important. I'm like, no. But I've always swayed toward a more natural look, and here's my thing with makeup is kind of like exactly what you're saying, is I don't think you need it to be pretty. Like I have daughters, man. You got a daughter. Dude. It's like, yeah. I don't want her to feel like she needs that to go outside. I think that's bogus. Like, they're just beautiful. Right now, she's never worn makeup in her life. She's the most beautiful thing. Her and Stella are the most beautiful. Why did I say that? Her and Stella are the most beautiful. I'm saying this because I've only had the conversation with Ozzy.
Yeah,
she can
she's
talk.
Like down for some makeup now. She's like, ooh,
she's dabbling, cool. And that's why I'm like, but for both of them and any future daughters that we have, it's like, I want you to feel totally comfortable in your own skin without spending 2 hours in the bathroom just to like go to the grocery store. Yeah. I think it's
that's what gets me.
I just feel like a lot of girls like rely on it so heavily when like they look great as they are. And that's just so easy coming from a dude, but you're asking the boys. So this is what the boys think, these two boys.
Yeah.
And like where I just don't think it needs that much effort. And if you do like it and it makes you feel pretty, it makes you feel more confident, that's sick. And I'm also with Derik, like I like a more natural look, like a light makeup.
Yeah. Because there is a thing, you know, it's like, look good, play good type feel. It's like you want if it makes you feel prettier, do it. But in our opinion, it doesn't make you prettier. You don't need it.
Right.
I don't think that every boy out there is wanting you to be wearing makeup. I think that if you feel like you don't need to wear makeup, there's going to be guys out there that are going to be like, dude, this girl's rad. She doesn't feel like she needs to wear makeup. Also, there's a lot of dudes that are just like, wow, you look extremely good with makeup on, or without, and if it makes you look prettier, then wear it. I know it's kind of there's a lot
it's sensitive
with it. It's sensitive,
but dude, I do the same thing. I don't do makeup, but I try to grow out this little mustache if you can see it in the light, because that's my makeup, man.
We're both rocking mustaches today.
You can see yours good. Yours is thicker. Just say it.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, that's like that's a toughy one, but I always lean no makeup. I think for me too, it means like, it's more of like, if Lauren's not wearing makeup, it usually means we just went surfing, or like, she's like, we did something adventurous or something. And I'm attracted to that, like personally. And so it like has like a double thing. It shows me confidence, and it shows me we're doing something rad together. And it
is a really interesting thing. If you start thinking really deep about it, like, why do you have to wear makeup and why don't we wear makeup? It's weird.
Yeah.
I know it's very social, it's very cultural, but that's
is what it is.
I don't think it's that important, honestly. I think.
Anyways, all that being said, do whatever you want, man. Yeah. This is like, I have no opinions on it. Anyways, how's that one, dude?
This is a really heavy one that I think really needs to be addressed. Again, one of these questions that I feel like we need to answer.
Correct.
Is blue balls real?
Should it be are blue balls real, or is?
Are.
Get old grammar on you. Are. There's two of them.
Are blue balls real?
Or is the concept of blue balls real? Okay, I see what you're doing there. But yes.
Yeah, they're real?
Yes.
I mean, do they actually turn blue?
I never actually checked.
I don't know.
Have you ever checked?
No.
No.
I've never looked at them and been like, oh, they're blue. But man,
high school was rough, dude. I'm like, every single night I just came home with the gnarliest stomach ache of my life that lasted like 3 hours. I just went to bed with that tummy ache every night.
Somebody told me that, maybe it was Sarah telling me this, I don't know, or she heard it from someone, that a girl's period is comparable to blue balls.
Oh, that really sucks for you guys. That actually, if that's true, dude, I would love to know if that was actually accurate. Yeah. It's a miserable feeling.
It's painful, and it feels like you can't take a freaking step.
Yeah. You can't walk. It's buckled over kind of pain.
Yeah. But yeah, they're real. Happened a lot back in high school.
Yeah.
So
you ever get them now?
All the time, man. All the time.
Get rejected?
Yeah. No.
Dang.
I actually don't know the last time I had them.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
But I know there's been a time that we've been married that I've had them. I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, bring it up next time when you're with your boyfriend or your friend. Just be like, do you have blue balls right now?
Right now?
Yeah. No, after a situation where he could probably have blue balls.
They just make out, and at the end you go, do you have blue balls now?
Yeah. Yeah, ask him that.
Ask him.
See how they respond. I'm actually curious.
That's really funny. Okay. Do most guys actually think males are better than females? That sounds like it comes from somebody has a friend that thinks that they're better than females, maybe.
Maybe.
We are speaking on our behalf. No. Here's the thing. The question is, are males better than females? Is just like this. It's a very silly question to me. And I'm not trying to make it lighthearted because I know that that's like a big thing. And I mean silly in the way that like we're just all humans, and being male or female, to feel like you're better than a specific gender or somebody that's different than you is just like so bogus, man. Like, but I know that there's dudes that are like, dude, like
I'm a man.
Mans and like it's the whole like world. The history of this world is like, yeah, it's a man's world, and the patriarchy and all this stuff. I just think I don't know how it started, where the origins are. Maybe can someone enlighten me? But like, I just think it's silly that there's a bunch of boys running out there that think they're actually better than the girls. Cause like
the big thing, dude, I think it just kind of all got brought up with like the Barbie movie. And obviously it's been like it's always this debate, and it's really stupid. But the Barbie movie kind of just like brought it to the surface again. Like, dude, girls are better than men, and men are better than girls, and all these boyfriends that are pissed at the Barbie movie, or all these girls that are just like going super hard, like we're so much better. I'm like, dude, honestly, that is hilarious because there are males and there are females, and we can all be very good at something or not good at something. There's no way that a man is better than a woman at just life. Like that's not true.
I think the Barbie movie was a really funny time because like all of a sudden, like a lot of people were really mad on social media, you know, like
it's like, yeah, my boyfriend sucks. Like he's always thinking that he's better than me or something.
I actually mean guys that were really mad about it.
Yeah.
And like some guys that I know that were just like, this is the worst movie ever. Like how dare they like just rail on men like this? And I was like, wasn't the whole point of the movie like it was just like this, that like the world's been like this for so long, and it was done over the top. It's like a movie, but it was just like,
it's honestly funny. It was funny.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was one of the funniest movies that I've ever seen.
I loved it. I loved the Barbie movie.
I don't know. I don't understand it, but
yeah. And I think that again, that kind of is just a cultural thing where that's kind of the way the world was. But when you say better, I mean, maybe you're talking about like a certain thing. Are men better than women in this area? But even in that sense, I feel like I don't know. It's really weird.
We're better at lots of things like standing and peeing.
Yeah.
Way better.
A lot better, actually. Yeah. Blue balls. Girls can never be good at that.
No. I can grow facial hair a little bit better. I don't grow that well.
Yeah. It is really dumb. It's really dumb. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah. It's like, I think it's very true that everyone is here equally. I don't know how else to put that, but to say that men are better than women or women are better than men really is weird. I think everyone's good in their own right. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and that has nothing to do with your gender, in my opinion. So,
amen, man. Amen.
It's us. We're just popping in.
Hello.
So Derik and I are moving into our house in a couple of weeks, and
exciting.
I'm so excited, but we really had to declutter our whole house and get rid of some things that we didn't need. And a lot of that had to do with some of our cookware that we had, because we got these new Caraway pans. We've already had a set, but we got another set because
we love them so much. So we got rid of all of our toxic cooking stuff, because I swear we would get little pieces of black in our foods because we were using is it Teflon?
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called.
Just toxic stuff. So we're super excited, and fall is coming. So we're gonna cook so many little cozy fall meals with our new cookware sets. I'm so excited to put those in our kitchen.
Yes, we've been using them nonstop, and it's the only pans that we use, and we freaking love them. It's so easy to clean. Everything just like slides right off, and as you're cooking, you don't have to use as much butter or oil because they're so non-sticky that your food just kind of slides around. It's amazing.
They take me like 30 seconds to clean.
Yeah,
I just put a little bit of soap and just go foop, foop, and
it just slides right off. Yeah. And they're so pretty as well. So if you keep them on your counter, they look so cute. And
the colors, you guys, they have. Lo got pink.
I have pink set.
I got cream, and I have the yellow set. If you don't believe us, they have over 65,000 people that have rated them 5 stars. And as a reminder, their internet famous cookware set comes with a saute pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, and a saucepan, plus lids for all of them, and a canvas lid holder and a magnetic rack for your guys' pans. That's my other favorite part about it is we used to just throw our pans on top of each other, and they would just the lids were sliding everywhere. And this has just a rack that you can put them in, and they're completely organized, all set up next to each other. And then the lids thing just hangs on the cupboard.
Yep. So you can nice.
It's all put together, all organized. It's amazing. It's the ultimate kitchen setup, and will save you $150 versus buying the Caraway pans individually if you get the whole set. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/fairlyodd, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/fairlyodd or use code fairlyodd at checkout. And don't forget to mention that you heard about Caraway from us in the post-purchase survey. So Caraway is a non-toxic cookware made modern. They're amazing, you guys.
You gotta go try
We
it.
really love them. And use that code because we don't know how long it will last.
Yes.
Why can't men put their laundry in the basket?
This is hilarious. Why can't men?
I don't know. I mean, that's also a question that I feel like you could ask a boy, because I feel like these questions are supposed to be like questions you want to ask the boys that you're afraid to ask the boys. But I don't know. Maybe that is.
Maybe they're scared.
Maybe they're scared. Why can't men put their laundry in the basket? I don't know. That's hard. It's really hard. It's just like, why not? You know, when you're getting in bed, just take off your shirt and put it by the bed. It's easier. The laundry basket usually is far away. It's over there. I'm sleeping right here. It's just really hard to do. Yeah. And you know, like, why can't you clean up your hair after you shave? It's hard.
I love those answers.
It's really hard.
It's tricky.
It's tricky. You have to honestly, if I do it right, it takes me like 5 minutes to get every little hair. So why not just leave it there, and over time the hair is going to finally magically disappear, you know?
Yeah.
For some reason it just goes away.
I wish I had that. Yeah. I wish I had that problem. I'm going to say this as nicely as possible, and I'm just going to say sometimes I think it just kind of depends on the person rather than the gender you're married to. Moving on.
No, I don't know why I don't know why it's such a stigma that men can't put their clothes in the laundry.
Yeah.
But
me and Lauren usually have the opposite problems, and I do kind of think it's just like a personal thing. I don't know if it's necessarily a man thing, but yeah, I do be cleaning up a lot of clothes off the ground.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe you and Lauren should talk.
Yeah, we should. I do think, there's a few things that for whatever reason, and it's like the classic, like, guys just suck at this. There are a couple things that I absolutely suck at. The hair around the sink after I shave, for whatever reason, I leave it there. And
Dude, you know what's easy to do? You just put out a paper towel.
I
and
do
you
the paper towel. I shave over the paper towel. But I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place, and it's still
like to walk around.
Yeah, maybe I just walk around.
Or you can just shave in there, and then you just like wipe it.
Then you just wipe it. I know.
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy.
I leave the toilet seat up.
Oh, dude.
I know. We'll get there. One day.
Wait.
Doesn't make Sarah mad though.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, not at all. Okay, I like this one. What makes a girl woman the most attractive?
A girl woman.
Yeah, a girl woman.
Oh, a girl / woman. I didn't see.
What makes a girl woman so attractive?
The most attractive. It has all caps most. I'm so curious to hear your answer because you wanted to read that one.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, okay, I think I can actually answer the most attractive.
Sick, dude. Let's hear it.
When a girl is extremely secure in their own skin, confident, and down to do the stuff that they like to do and not afraid of it, I think is the most attractive thing.
Dude, that's a really, really good one.
I think that, yeah, the thing that I initially noticed with Sarah is that she was very down to put herself out there and do things and wasn't really ashamed to talk about stuff that maybe she felt like wouldn't be cool or maybe that I thought wouldn't be cool. And to me, I was like, wow, that's very attractive. And I think the thing that maybe turns me off the most, past relationships or that I can kind of see happening in other relationships, is this, and it's hard, it's very hard, but this insecurity or this like trying to be someone that you're not. And yeah, just kind of just putting on this front and not being like true to who you are. I think when you're completely confident in your own skin, that's very attractive.
Dude, that's major. Yeah, that's up there, top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Another one that I'm thinking of is just like listening.
Yeah.
For me, I'm a sensitive guy and I need to be listened to or heard or understood. Yeah. And boom, that happens. And I'm like, I'm all yours. So yeah, when I get that from Lauren, she knows how to get me. All she has to do is just like ask like, hey, how was your day today? And I'm like, you care? You mean it?
Yeah, that is really
fully attracted.
So another thing, now that we're just adding to this list, maybe this could be my third. Okay. Is this goes along hand in hand with listening, but also being very interested in the stuff that you're interested in. Not to say like that they're wanting to do it, but down to ask you like, hey, how was this thing? And ask you more about it and like get you kind of going about like this thing that you're super into. Yeah. Rather than just being like, oh, that's dumb. Why do you like that? Yeah. To me, if they act interested, even if they're not at all, but they act interested in this thing.
Lie to you.
If they lie to you and are willing to just listen and be like, get you excited about the thing that you're into, it makes me really...
Dude, that's huge.
It makes me feel really loved. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're awesome. Yeah. And I know you may not even like that, but that's really rad of you to act like you care.
Dude, we're the exact same with that, dude. Yeah. Like it's like with like when I'm doing a lot of running or something, if Lauren is like, oh, like how far did you run today? I'm like, you want to know how far? Well, I did 8 miles today.
How fast did you run it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so fast.
Can I see your Strava stats? What? Yeah. For real?
Maybe we're just a couple of insecure boys. Maybe that's why I find our number one the most attractive thing to be security and confidence, dude, because we're not.
Really, really funny, dude. Dude, Derik is underrated. That's a sick one. That's just a thing.
Dude, dope. Dang, thank you.
Thank you. I agree.
Wow, underrated.
I'm the underdog. About this one? You're the underdog.
That's dope.
How did you know you were ready to be a dad? My husband is scared and y'all are inspiring. Thank you. That's nice.
That's really nice. I don't feel like I ever felt like I was ready to be a dad. Actually, I did not feel like I was ready to be a dad. I was actually really scared to have kids. The idea of eventually having kids, I always knew that I wanted them. But Sarah and I had been married for like 2 years, and I remember her asking me like, hey, saying like, hey, I think I'm ready for kids. And it was actually more my fault that we waited another 2 years to have kids. We waited 4 years to have to have Jack. And that was mostly because I was like, dude, I don't even feel like I can take care of myself. I don't feel like I can take care of another human at all. Like I barely feel like I can take care of you. And so it just felt very scary. I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to teach them. I don't know how to do anything. I never really babysat growing up a whole lot. I was kind of icked out at a lot of things when it came to kids. But it is weird, and I know a lot of people say this, but I kind of just naturally grew into the role as a father and kind of just started to trust people because people gave me the same advice. They were like, dude, I didn't feel ready. I don't think you're ever going to feel ready, but you are more prepared than you think you are. You bring life into the world, and all of a sudden you start to realize, like, whoa, this little thing actually needs me. And you start to just adapt. You start to learn how to take care of the child. And then you start to realize what your strengths and weaknesses are. And you like realize, whoa, I'm actually way more equipped to do this than I thought I was. And you surprise yourself. I surprised myself a lot. And I was like, dude, this freaked me out. And now I'm like, why was I scared of that in the first place? Like at all. That is so silly. But at the same time, when you're in that moment, it's daunting. But I do think you're way more prepared than you think you are. Sometimes it's just like you got to experience the thing to learn the thing. And I feel like you can't really prepare yourself enough before having kids. Like you're not going to be there until you have them.
Dude, you're a great dad, man.
Cheers to you too. Same.
And nailed the answer. Like you're not ready. Tell him he's not.
Yeah.
He's not prepared. Nothing can prepare you. No. Like it's something that we were naturally born to do, and it's just inside of you. And when you see your kid, it's like you have no other choice, and something turns on inside of you, and you just like learn how to become a dad on the spot, on the fly, and nothing really, really prepares you for how challenging but also rewarding it can be. And I think if you really just try to be like a good guy and communicate well and learn patience and like do all the things that you would just do naturally, like you're just trying to be a better person all the time, those are going to help translate into being a dad. But really, really, no amount of advice or books can just like train you for what's about to come.
Totally.
And you'll do great. Tell him he's going to do great. He's going to be a great dad.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one to add to the whole roles thing. Do you believe there are certain roles that men, female should play in a husband-wife marriage? Okay. Okay, here I'm going to try to answer this in the best way possible, because no, I don't think that there are roles that the father has to have and that the mother has to have. I don't think that. Do I feel like maybe mothers are slightly better at nurturing from the get-go? Maybe. And I could be completely wrong about that too. But I feel like mothers maybe have this ability to nurture a little better. They carried the baby comes and it's like, oh, this mother-baby thing. But I do think that guys can quickly get to that level of being able to nurture just as well. I don't think that a woman is the nurturer and the guy is the provider. I don't think that has to be the way that it is. I know that is this cultural stigma, but I think that roles honestly should just be whatever the husband's strengths are, he does. Whatever the wife's strengths are, she does more of. And that can be the woman is out working a 9 to 5 and the guy is home taking care of the kid because the dude is just naturally better at it and it works for them and it makes them happy. I think so. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe there are.
I don't know, dude. I mean, growing up, we're taught, and like and going to church and stuff. It's like the woman is the nurturer, mm-hmm. the male is to provide for the family, and I think a lot of that was just like the times as well. Like you're saying, like it just in that time period, that's how it mostly was. And now times are changing a lot. I'm pretty much. I mean, I know I'm making some guest appearances on here. I'm pretty much stay-at-home dad. And I love it. It's awesome. And I do take care of the kids mostly. And Lauren is working really hard at her job. And like, so we are kind of flopped. And like I mentioned earlier, like a lot of the stuff that like girls complain about guys, like we kind of are like in reverse on a lot of that stuff. And so, yeah, maybe it is what you said. I don't have a good answer for that. So maybe it is like what Derik's saying, like play to your strengths or like, just work together and not like here's my thing. If it's causing a divide where you're like so set on like, hey, you're the man of the house, get this done, or like hey, you're the woman, take care of our kid, and it's like contentious, I think there's an issue there. This question actually is like really, really similar. This girl said, do you think a stay-at-home mom is still modern? Because this is what I'm dreaming and I love you all. Sick. I love that because it sucks that like a lot of, I love what, in the way that our wives have kind of joined onto this, like, hey, I can be the working parent. I can have this career and stuff. And like, I can be the breadwinner. And I think that's so sick. And I'm obviously in full support because I'm like, I'm here. I'm doing this day. I'm done. And it's so sick. But what I don't want to happen, and I think is happening because this question is up, is that it's now feeling like this girl is not going to be a boss woman if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. And I think that that's dumb too, because it's like being a stay-at-home parent is sick. Really cool. And like people are really good at that. And like, what's cooler than saying, oh, I want to stay at home and hang with my kids and my family and raise them to like be great humans. Like,
it's really funny.
And so I think that it's a bummer that like you even have to ask that question, like, is this like, and she used the word modern or still like relevant
like
almost.
This like sense of like inferior. What is that freaking word? Inferiority.
Sure.
Sick. Feeling inferior because you decide that you want to be a stay-at-home mom when it's like this big movement for all the women to be working, and like women should be the ones winning equally, which obviously, again, if you're really good at something, you should do it and you should go into that career and you should hustle and make that happen. And if your partner is the one that should stay at home because they're not doing or they're not like going to school or they're not in a career or whatever, then that's great. But I feel like it's insane to feel like, oh, I'm not as much. I'm not as good as these other women that are going out and working because I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
But dude, no, it is the best thing in the world. And I think
so
that
great.
if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, then you should 100% be
Charge.
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. And you're going to do great. And I love that you're wanting to do that. That's awesome.
When boys know they want to pursue a girl, do they make it clear or play the chase?
I'm such the wrong person to ask.
Well, I feel like we were pretty opposite in this too.
Were we? Yeah.
I feel like I did not make it clear at all. Did you feel like you did?
I don't know what I did.
I just think that, for Sarah and I's relationship, for instance, Sarah's previous relationships with boyfriends, they were very, very direct with what they wanted. They were very, very like confident, and they were the kind of the schmoozer, and we're really good at it. Cool dudes, but just very different than how I was during that time. For whatever reason, only God knows, and I'm very grateful for it. Sarah thought that my shyness and kind of like less confidence and insecurity was really attractive because she was so used to this other type of guy. And I feel like I got a lot better at it. But from the start, I was just like, I wasn't giving Sarah, I mean, we were pretty quick to let each other know like that thought each other was really cool and that we liked each other. But kind of taking the next step in a relationship, I was not like clear about that. I honestly had a hard time even just talking to Sarah. Like the first several times that we hung out, I was like, dude, this is the coolest girl I've ever met. I am so insanely attracted to her, but I don't know how to tell her, and I'm so shy. And I am very shocked that Sarah like kind of kept pushing to want to hang out, because I'm like thinking back on it, like she for sure should have thought that I wasn't interested in her by the way I was going about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to think of like, it's funny that there's a lot of relationship questions like about this stuff. Like I don't know, because
it's so
I dated Lauren. And then we got married, and like we knew each other in high school. So and like I didn't have any experience with this in my 20s, now 30s. Like a lot of guys have had a lot more experience, like finding out what they like in different girls and going through a lot of these situations. But pursuing, I was like along for the ride, and I knew that I really liked Lauren, and she was definitely making a lot of the calls, and I was just like along for it, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And you have like friends that are like, oh dude, don't text back, when like show them that you're and I don't know how it goes now, like whatever,
play
like
hard to get,
play the chase. I wasn't playing a chase. I just like, if I wasn't talking, it's because I thought she didn't want that, and if I was talking a lot, it's because I thought she wanted that. And it was like I was just like trying to like play her game, which was a more difficult game to understand, and I was just along for the ride. So
I guess I should say mine wasn't really like playing this hard to get.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to be got. I just didn't know how to express that. So I guess that's different. I don't really know how to do the whole like hard to get thing, but I know that that's a thing too. So I think just after time will tell. If you're really interested in someone, keep going for it. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But that's on them if they decided to play hard to get and they actually liked you. So
yeah.
Do you talk about your crushes with your friends like girls do?
I feel like there's just like a lot of these questions are kind of just, some of them are like men do these things more often than girls and girls more often than guys or whatever. Some of this stuff, like I had friends that were always chatting about it, wanting to know about it. And then I also had friends where we just never brought things up and things just like happened. And so there was just like two groups of people. And so that one, so yes and no. Like I feel like the guys that I hung out with most, we didn't really bring it up unless it got brought up. Yeah. and maybe that's like the more like classic guy thing to do.
Yeah.
But I also had friends that were like asking questions and wanting to know, and like we would talk about it and we would get into deep combos. And so it was just totally dependent on the person, but I don't know how yours.
Yeah. No, I feel like that was the same. I think I do think it is more normal for whatever reason. Maybe that's just what I grew up experiencing, for girls to be the ones that are constantly talking about their crushes. And for my group of friends, we were a little bit more reserved. But no, I don't think that we like never held out on telling each other who we liked.
Yeah, the guys all knew.
Yeah,
maybe, but girls will go into lots of detail. Like they're having a full girls' night about it, and ours, it's just like a knowing thing. Like we know, ask a few questions, but maybe there's a lot less dialogue.
It is interesting. Even like now, our wives like will do these girls' nights and come back and just say like all the stuff that they talked about, and usually I'm like, "You talked about that? What?" What?
Thought that was between me and you.
You talked about that? Like that's insane. But I don't know if that's just a girl guy thing. Maybe there's groups of guys that get together and talk about sex and stuff and all this like heavy stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But for our friend group, we don't really do that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but not. I don't know. They come home and say the wildest stuff, and I'm like, that's crazy. So.
For sure, there's less dialogue. Our last boys' night, we made tacos and we watched this like really old Nicolas Cage movie that was like so wild, and we just like commented on it, laughed about it, went home.
Nicolas Cage was going to get brought up during this podcast, and I was like, how is it going to get brought up? It's such a good way to bring him into this.
I've been racking my brain this whole time, like how can I introduce that I'm obsessed with
Nicolas Cage is the best actor of all time. Prove me wrong. Prove us wrong.
Dude. Oh, there's two funny ones in a row. First one, do most guys shave their chest? This is funny because I do, but like you would never notice if I didn't. Really. We just don't have a lot of hair on our chest.
No.
And then this one is for you, dude. Do your nuts hit the bicycle seat or do they just rest on there? Like what if you hit a bump?
No, they definitely hit.
Do they hit?
They do. I think it definitely, like, you got to get situated right, and you got to have the right compressions.
Yeah.
And then it'll be okay. But
it's like when a mountain bike, you don't have compression.
No, but I think it's just like unexpected bump. You're off your seat a little bit.
Yeah.
And it hits.
Where is the seat?
I mean, it's under your like
gooch.
Under your gooch. Yeah.
It is, huh?
It is.
So that's where it hurts. It's like your tailbone that hurts, actually.
So there's been a few times like mountain biking too. Road biking, not so much because you can kind of just like find your spot and sit.
Okay, man.
I can't believe I'm a road biker now, dude. Road biking's sick, but I never thought I'd be a road biker. But yeah, there's been a few times mountain biking where it hits. We were actually, never mind. I was going to bring up our conversation last night about like, would that be better? Like snipping the balls off, would that be better?
Oh, Lauren hates balls and she just wishes that I could have mine chopped off. Like they're not
They're not attractive. What?
Yeah, that makes you feel real good.
Real good. Dude, they are really like, why couldn't they provide why couldn't you get what you need from them in a way that wasn't just like hanging there, you know? Because it is kind of uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to just say it. Do periods gross you out?
You're just going to say it.
I mean, I was going to say the question.
Periods,
not like, well, I mean, yeah.
Periods are, here's the thing. Is it okay?
I mean, it's weird. It's odd.
I think it like to have.
Okay, here we go. There are people that are really good with blood, and there are people who are not very good with blood.
Here's the thing. It's as what I was gonna say is it's blood.
I see blood and I'm about to faint.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a faint, dude. I almost passed out in Sunny's birth. Straight up. Lauren, my sister-in-law, cut Sarah's umbilical cord because the nurses made me lay down, because I get a certain way when I see blood, and it didn't happen with Jack, but it happened with Sunny. But just like I wanted to be a doctor, and I'm going down. I'm really explaining myself here.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's fine.
I went and did an EMT course, and we did some blood stuff. Saw some blood, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. I'm not gonna be a doctor. I hate blood so freaking much.
Yeah.
But do I understand why periods happen, and that it's just a part of being a woman? Yeah, I get that. And when I'm able to just like think about that, I'm like, it's not gross. It's fine.
That's how I think too. It's like
a girl.
It's nothing to be ashamed of or be like, ew, I'm grossing everybody out. Like, it is what it is. And if you're not good with blood, it's like a scary thing that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't understand it. As a guy, you have no idea what's going on or the pain that's happening. And then you like get married and live with a girl, and you're like, oh, like, first of all, that sucks so bad.
Yeah.
That once a month you're just, Lauren always said she has demon babies in her stomach for a week.
Sucks, dude.
And then just like blood, man, that's tough, dude. It's like, are you grossed out by like, if I like got my leg severed open, there's just blood leaking out everywhere? Someone who's not very good with blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. I do think it's kind of hard to put pressure on a guy to be like, dude, don't be grossed out by my period. Like, it's unmanly to be grossed out by my period. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
But I do think you can get a lot more comfortable with it. I'm way more comfortable with it now than I first was. And I remember even as like a kid and learning that my sisters had their periods or stuff, I was just like, I'm out, I'm gone, not listening, no way, I don't want to think about this. But it doesn't really bother me a ton now, but I still am kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a funny thing. There's a lot of questions about, do guys care about a woman's body? Does a guy care if she's overweight? Does a guy notice women's bodies? And it's like, does anybody notice anybody's body? Yes, everybody is noticing everybody's body. And it's like, I just wish, I don't know how to answer this correctly other than saying, yes, guys notice bodies.
Yeah.
In the same way that the woman is noticing the man's body. I don't think there's any difference there. I just wish that there wasn't so many questions about it. And it's unfortunate. And it kind of bums me out to see so many questions about it. And I'm not saying if you asked a question that you're like a bad person or like you need to get your act together. It's just a very natural thing to like always be comparing or worried about how others perceive your body. And I saw this video before, actually, like sometime today on Instagram, where it was like, when you, it was talking about like how when you take a photo, it like never actually like captures the beauty of that thing because it isn't there with that thing in real life, you know? And also on top of that, how like coupled with you're the hardest critic on yourself. And everybody has their own perception of what's beautiful. You might like think like, oh, I'm so worried about my body, da, 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 and then the person you're talking to literally doesn't give a shiz. And so there's just so many things that go into it, and I just wish that people could just be more confident and like stoked on,
well said, wow,
on who they are and comfortable, and work on being your best self, and then just accept like this is who I am. Somebody's gonna like me for me. And so I wish there wasn't so many questions about that. It bums me out and I feel bad.
Wow. That was really good.
Hey,
That was really good.
there's a lot. Almost every other question.
No, I know.
Like, do guys care if
And
I'm
we
overweight?
first kind of saw the question. We were like, it's just
I know.
like maybe we won't, I don't know, go into that. And then there's another question. There's another question. There's another question. But 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there are so many people that are not caring. Maybe maybe they notice it. Like Tanner said, it's like everyone notices everyone.
Yeah.
You're gonna look. I mean, and everyone has their things that they're attracted to, but to shame yourself because you feel a certain way about your body, it's hard not to do. And I also have been in a phase in life where I was very much like, what do they call it, like body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, dude, I feel like I want to break out of my skin right now. I hate this.
Everybody has that to some degree. I feel like where you're just like, you think I fully have it still. And then it like, and maybe it's why maybe I'm saying this because I'm talking to myself. Like, I wish that I wasn't so much like this, like constantly worried about what people were thinking about my body, because nobody's worrying about it as much as you are.
Is 100% true.
So,
and again, like kind of what we talked about before, this kind of idea of like being confident with who you are, feeling secure with who you are is so much more attractive than whether or not you feel like you have the hottest body.
Yeah. It's not.
And whatever's going to make you feel healthy is, what you should be doing. I think everybody should strive to feel healthy. Whatever way that's going to make you feel healthy, that you should do that. But to feel like your only chance of being attractive is by having a certain type of body is very, very false.
Get it out.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of questions about like, why do they have mustaches and butch mom hair from the 90s?
Not just a mustache now, guys. I even added this.
Yeah,
whatever you call it.
A soul patch, dude.
Can you guys see it? I mean, in a certain light. I'm hoping that these lights are showing it a little bit better.
Oh yeah, for sure they are.
We actually have matching cuts. I was a little bummed when you showed up with a hat.
I know.
I just thought that we could be
your hair looks
together with our matching cuts.
Your hair looks sick though, like with like the way it gets all curly and the humidity.
Like Beavis. Beavis has a sick cut, dude.
Mine is more like, I don't know,
dude. Your hair does the exact
I'm
same
stoked.
thing here.
Here's the thing: is the number one thing that I've learned, like every passing year of life, I learn more and more that I don't care what anybody thinks. And if I want to try a hairstyle, I'll go try it like the instant that I think of it. And if I want to get my ear pierced at Claire's, I don't really care, because I've always thought, hey, that's kind of cool when guys have a pierced ear. And I don't care really too much about what I wear that often. And
I'm telling you, it's the coolest thing.
And
it's cool.
But at the same time, like, I do, because I care about like what I think is cool. And if I think it's cool, then I'll just try it. And it's just like,
I think that's the thing though. You think it's cool, so you do it. But you're not worrying that like every other person is going, oh my gosh. Like, what?
But that was not me. Like, I was the most insecure, shy, like thought 1,000 times about I remember driving to school in 6th or 7th grade. We drove with the same kids every day, and I didn't know how to sit cool in the car. I didn't know how to put my hands on my lap to think that the girls that were in my carpool thought I was sitting cool. Yeah. And that's just like growing up. That's just being a kid and like figuring it out. And everybody goes through this. And I'm not saying you're bad if you do this, because like everybody does. But I remember having that thought and looking over at this kid who I thought was really cool, and noticing that he had not his hands together, but he had his hands one on each leg. And I thought, okay, that's the cool way to sit. What is that?
Yeah.
Why was I like that?
No. Well,
why is everybody like that?
Why am I like that right now? Why do I get in that phase all the time?
Yeah.
No, it's. Yeah, I think
we all go through it, but
you definitely do. But I think one of the most liberating things, and you may not think it, but other people are going to find it to be very attractive and very cool, is just being yourself.
Be yourself. How corny is that? The thing you also learn. There is no other way. That's the thing. Is like you start getting older and you just realize all the corny shiz is true.
So cool. It's
and real,
cool, dude.
And then
it's cool to be corny.
You have a moment where you're like, "Oh my gosh, that corny ass saying was fully true," and you finally like learn it and you embrace it and you're like, okay.
Dude, it's just crazy the stuff
like
that
be yourself.
Be yourself, dude. Like reach for the stars. I don't know.
I haven't learned that one yet.
Yeah, that's a big one. But dude, it is funny too, just like the stuff that you thought was so silly in high school too. Or even growing up, like I'm never going to do that. That is so uncool.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It doesn't
doing
matter,
every single
dude.
one of those things. It doesn't matter. And I feel like this is what we talked about most on our last podcast. And I'm like, of course we're ending up.
Wait,
here.
what am I doing? What am I doing that's uncool?
You?
Yeah. What are you saying? What are you trying?
Shoot.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
I don't know. Oh gosh, dude. There are a lot on here that I'm like, I don't know. I feel like maybe people would get a rise out of us answering them, but I don't know if I can. Now that I've said that, I probably should say what that question is.
What is it?
What about a BJ is appealing?
What about it is not appealing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just great. That's just great material.
That's great. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
That's a funny question. How do I start a convo with a boy I like without making it obvious? I think that's another thing where you're just maybe don't be in your head as much and just be yourself and start the convo. Because most of the time the boy is scared to talk to you if it's anything like me.
Dude, so true. And like we talked about earlier, I feel like it's this thing for boys, maybe for girls too, but I'm a boy and I noticed it in other boys and noticed it a lot growing up. And I wasn't this in relationships, but to be like this schmoozer, this confident, this like, I am the man type dude is attractive to a lot of girls. And I will be honest though, a lot of the time they are not that confident and they are feeling just as nervous to talk to you. But there's like this thing like, oh, if I'm going to get a girl, I got to put on this like, I'm the guy type thing.
I never learned how to do that.
No, I didn't either. And I'm like saying, I don't know how this worked out with Sarah, but it did. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. But I will say it is also like as a girl, sometimes you're like, dude, I can't get to that level. Like, how am I supposed to talk to this guy? But more often than not, they're just as nervous to talk to you.
Yeah.
And yeah. Why are you so confusing about your feelings?
Dude, this one is funny because I think about this too. I'm like, why can I hardly ever get across what I'm actually feeling? Or like, I'll say it once, say it wrong, not get the point across. Turns into like discussion. I'm like, okay, let me try that again. Try again. Maybe not get it quite across. And I think there's a lot going on behind, I mean, guys to girls, girls to guys, either way, where it's like, you're kind of confused about your feelings. And when you say them to somebody out loud, it's also your first time vocalizing it most times. And so, and a lot of times the feelings are coming up, whether they're like, I have feelings for you, or a lot of times it's like, maybe you're like asking them to, or something's bothering you and you have to bring that up. Or maybe it's like, it could be about anything. And it's a lot of times it's your first time trying it out loud. It doesn't always come out as it does in your head. It's like trying to land the joke at the big group thing and it just, you're nervous. It doesn't come out right. You don't stick the landing.
Yeah.
And it also like everybody has like a perception of what they think you're going to say, the tone that you say it in. And so then they could just totally perceive what you're saying differently than maybe not even wrong, but like how they perceive it. And it's like, they just took it that way and that is what it is to them. And you're like, frick. And so there's a lot that goes into that, but I think about that all the time. That one caught my eye because I'm confused about how I feel most of the time.
Yeah. It's like, one, you're confused about how you feel. Two, it's really hard to convey how you feel.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's going to come out confusing to the other person.
Not a lot of people are teaching you how to like do this too. It's all trial and error. Like you don't ever nail it the first time. And so unless you have a lot of like practice doing it, intentional practice, like talking about your feelings, which as we noted, guys don't do as much. And so
it's cool to talk about your feelings though.
It is cool. Great. Another thing you learn.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. Like we've got this little group of like guy friends and our wives are friends, more friends. And some of the guys more than others, but most of us, like growing up, were like, dude, we didn't really like express how we felt ever.
Yeah.
And we kind of just like squashed any feeling of like sadness or anything of like insecurity or vulnerability, any emotion that was going to make you look like you were not a man, not cool. I don't know. And it's funny how we're like getting together now and we're like, we've had some really good heart-to-hearts lately.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, this feels really good to just talk about your feelings. And even in our relationship with our wives, like it took me a long time to get to the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to open up about what I'm really feeling. And same
you
for
probably
Sarah.
did it wrong the first time.
I probably did it wrong. And it was received wrong. And no, it was hard for Sarah too. I think just like conveying how you're feeling is hard, but it's really good to do. And I think the sooner you can do it in a relationship, the better. I don't think you need to come on like with all of these insane feelings right from the start, but just communicating like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Are you feeling the same way? Or, you know, just being more open about it, I think is really good. It's hard to do.
Way to send it home, dude. That was fun.
That was fun, man.
Did we do good?
Did we?
So hard. It's so hard when they don't talk back to you.
And it's so hard to end this thing. Like, what do you?
You just go like this. That was fun, dude. I love chatting with you, bro.
It
and
is.
getting deep and talking about our feelings and just like, you know, communicating and cuddling on the bed together. And we're glad that we could do it with all of you watching us do it as well.
Dude, did you spray something on? Yep. Where's that? Because that's Sarah's shirt.
No. I sprayed on.
Dude, I was like, whoa, that smells really good.
Oh, it's me.
Nice. That's cool, man.
Anyways, thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for
That's
watching,
fun.
guys.
We love being. We joke about like we don't want to be here. We do. We love it.
And I feel like you guys like it. Maybe.
I feel like you guys like it.
Maybe a little bit.
I have an inkling.
I have an
that you
inkling that you guys are okay with it.
we'll find out.
It is fun, though.
This is another
This is
test.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know when we're going to be back. So,
Might be the last time you see us.
yeah. Thanks for watching. Go Fairly Odd Sisters. They're killing it. Thanks for watching
So
them
good.
and supporting them. They put a ton of effort into this. Like, I wish you guys
Yes.
all knew. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's hard to sit down and talk about this stuff, but I feel like it's very helpful. The feedback they've gotten of like relatability to certain things in their life, or these stories that they're, you know, having you guys submit and they're talking about it, just so people could feel like stuff is real or that they can relate to it is
Totally.
awesome. So it's cool. Thanks for being here.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Adios.
Ciao.